Imagine landing in a city pulsing with energy, where motorbikes weave like schools of fish, the scent of iced coffee fills the air, and every alleyway promises a new adventure. You find an apartment that looks absolutely perfect online, you sign the lease, and you think you have just secured your dream tropical base. But fast forward 6 months, and you are wading through knee-deep water in your living room or facing a massive tax penalty because of a missing stamp.
It is a story that plays out far too often. Ho Chi Minh City is an incredible place to live, but transitioning from a short-term tourist to a long-term resident is a completely different ballgame. When you sign a 1 or 2 year lease, the small details you overlooked during a quick viewing can turn into daily nightmares. We are talking about financial drains, legal headaches, and structural surprises that can completely ruin your experience of this vibrant city.
Exactly. People often rush in because they are excited, and landlords or agents can be very persuasive, but renting here requires a specific set of survival skills. Let us start with the legal foundation, which is where so many expats trip up right at the starting line. I am talking about temporary residence registration, locally known as đăng true. Why is this such a stumbling block?
It is a stumbling block because it is invisible until it becomes a massive problem. In Vietnam, any foreigner staying long-term must be registered with the local ward police by their landlord. It sounds like a simple administrative chore, but it is actually a legal requirement that directly impacts your ability to live here. Without this registration, you cannot renew your visa, and you certainly cannot apply for a temporary residence card, which is vital if you plan to stay for multiple years.
And yet, so many landlords seem strangely hesitant to do it, or they simply drag their feet for months. What is the real story behind that reluctance?
It usually comes down to money. Registering a tenant means the landlord declares rental income and pays a 10% tax. To avoid this, some landlords keep things off the books and say registration isn't necessary or that the police don't care. Don't believe them. If authorities find you unregistered, during a check, you'll face fines and visa issues, not just the landlord.
So how does an expat protect themselves before handing over a deposit?
Make it clear from the start. Before signing or paying, ask if the landlord will register you and include tax in the price. Get it in writing. If they hesitate or ask for extra fees later, walk away. Many other options exist.
Good advice. Set boundaries early. Now, about financial traps. You see a great apartment online for $500 a month, which seems cheap, but after the first month, the bill jumps to $700. Where's the extra money going?
In Vietnam, the government electricity rate is usually 2,500 to 3,000 dong per kilowatt. However, many landlords, especially in serviced apartments, charge a flat commercial rate of 4,000 to 4,500 dong per kilowatt, making electricity the largest and often hidden cost in rent.
That difference sounds small on paper, but when you are running an air conditioner to survive the tropical heat, it adds up incredibly fast.
Running an air conditioner at a commercial electricity rate can add over $100 to your monthly bill. Additionally, renting a condo often involves extra management fees for maintenance, security, and amenities, which can cost $50 to $80 a month and may not be included in the rent.
And then there is internet, parking for your motorbike, and cleaning services. It seems like the golden rule here is to never assume anything is free or included. You need to ask for a complete breakdown of the net price versus the gross price.
Precisely. Ask for a written list of every single utility and service, who pays for it, and how it is calculated. If they cannot give you a clear answer, that is another red flag.
Ho Chi Minh City is large, with each district having its own character. Expats often choose District 2 or 7 for Western comforts, but local challenges can make even nice areas difficult to live in. What should people watch for when choosing a location?
The two big ones are water and noise. Let us start with water. During the rainy season, which runs from May to November, the city experiences intense tropical downpours. Combine that with high tides, and certain areas turn into actual rivers. Some streets in popular areas like Thao Dien or parts of Bin Tan district flood so badly that motorbikes stall and water can pour into ground floor homes. If you rent a place with a low-lying basement parking garage, your vehicle could literally end up submerged.
I have seen photos of people kayaking down streets that were dry roads just 2 hours earlier. It looks adventurous on social media, but trying to get to work in that environment is a nightmare. And then there is the noise.
Saigon is lively but noisy. An apartment may seem quiet during a Tuesday afternoon visit, but evenings might bring a busy beer joint next door or early morning roosters and weekend karaoke from neighbors.
The weekend karaoke is a legendary rite of passage here, but it is not very fun when you are trying to sleep. So how do you avoid these location traps?
Do your homework before signing a lease. Always visit the property twice. Once during the day to check light and traffic, and once at night to notice noise or nearby disturbances. Talk to locals or check social media for issues like flooding. A bit of research prevents a year of regret.
That makes complete sense. Now let us talk about the end of the lease, which is where things can get tense. The security deposit. Typically, landlords ask for 1 or 2 months' rent up front as a deposit. But getting that money back when you decide to move out can sometimes feel like trying to extract water from a stone. Why is this transition so difficult?
It often comes down to vague contract clauses and differing expectations about wear and tear. Some landlords view the security deposit as a bonus payment rather than monies that belongs to the tenant. When you are ready to move out, they might try to deduct huge sums for minor issues like faded paint on the walls, a slightly worn sofa, or a light bulb that naturally burned out.
Legally, those things fall under natural wear and tear, and you should not be charged for them. But how do you prove that a scratch on the wall or a crack in the table was already there when you moved in?
On day 1, before moving in, record a detailed video of the apartment showing scratches, stains, and appliance conditions. Send it to the landlord right away to create a time-stamped record.
That is incredibly smart. It completely eliminates the "it was not like this before" argument. If they try to claim you damaged something, you just pull up the message from day 1 showing the pre-existing condition.
Exactly. It is a simple step that takes 10 minutes but can save you hundreds of dollars. And when it comes to the contract, make sure there is a clear timeline for the return of the deposit. It should state that the deposit must be returned within 7 to 14 days of the lease ending, provided there is no major damage beyond normal wear and tear.
It seems like the common thread through all of this is clarity and documentation. Living in Saigon is an incredible experience, but it requires you to be proactive. You cannot just coast along and hope everything works out. You have to treat the rental process with the same professionalism you would use for a business deal.
Absolutely. A home is your sanctuary, especially when you are living in a foreign country. When you have a safe, quiet, and legally secure place to return to at the end of the day, it gives you the peace of mind to truly enjoy the chaos and beauty of the city. But if you are constantly worrying about your landlord, your bills, or your flooded street, it ruins the experience.
It really does. So as we wrap up, what is the ultimate takeaway for anyone looking to make Ho Chi Minh City their home?
Take your time. Do not let the excitement of a new city rush you into a bad contract. Ask the hard questions about registration and fees. Inspect the neighborhood at night and document everything. Protect yourself and you will have an amazing time here.
That is a perfect place to leave it. To everyone listening, as you search for your next home, ask yourself, what is the one thing you are willing to compromise on? And what is your absolute deal breaker? Safe house hunting, and we will see you next time.